Between AHLY and Young Africa. It's 4. Now it's intriguing and fascinating to see how the Tanzanians will react to that setback, and it really was a demoralising goal to concede right on the stroke of half-time. And on the flip side, you expect the host to go on to bigger and better things. Have to wait and see, but not too long. Jens Thorup, the thoughtful-looking coach, the Danish coach of AHLY. He will be pleased and maybe even relieved that goal went in. Right on the stroke of half-time. Match referee had a pretty good game, I think. Daoudou Gueye from Senegal, as has his all-Senegalese team, including Amadou Ngom and Mamadou Ngom. The question now is, how can they pick themselves up for this second half? And the referee blows his whistle, and off we go. Long ball by the Tanzanian team. Boca forced to play back straight away. And that one, surprisingly, the home fans are singing their hearts out. They'll act as a 12th man here. One throw all the way back. First touch of the second half for Shubia. Not the best of clearances. Young Africans. We did well there, and Diu just about got the ball away. Ashua. The happy habit of winning his duels. There's the midfielder with the distinctive blonde dye. Nzengeli did a nutmeg against his opposite number 7, Trezeguet. The goal scorer, of course. The captain, Mamieto. Look how far forward the goalkeeper is. Jigi Diarra. Let's hope he's recovered from that knock he picked up in the first half when he rushed to foil a very good scoring opportunity for AHLY. 1-0 the scoreline, but 1 is a tricky score to defend. And they say the best form of defence is attack. Which one will AHLY choose? Ashua. Back to his full-back, who didn't make the best of that Kuka. Loses the ball, concedes the free kick. Unsporting play by the Egyptians. First a foul. Shubir sets his defensive wall. Looks to be Okello, the favourite to take it. As they line up on the outside of the box, too close to the goalkeeper. Easy take for Shubir. Depu doing his job. Delaying. Quick ball by the goalkeeper. Lovely first touch by Ashua. Timarwan gives it back. The whistle's gone though. For the two newcomers, or the two changes in the starting 11 for AHLY, combining wonderfully there. Give this for a flick. Again, there wasn't too much in that, was there? I mentioned Arsene Wenger and his bid to change the offside rule. And the idea is that it gives attackers more opportunity to score. It is show business after all. It is about entertaining the public. And it's not about penalising defenders. It's just about a little tweak to make the game more exciting. Telegraph pass by Kuka. A bit of space here for Boca. And his ball doesn't even reach the penalty area. That's disappointing. Well won by Marwan in midfield in the centre circle. Now Zizou has Ashua as an overlap, and here he is. He's found him. Lovely play. Ashua outside of the box. Good solid chest. No appeal to handball there. Good timing. This game being brought to you by Total Energies. You can follow all the action on hashtag Total Energies CAF CL. Clumsy challenge by Dieng on Duke. You can see the game, all the balance of play has opened up more in the second half compared to the first. Good dummy. Clever play by Hani. The onus, of course, on young Africans to take the game to AHLY. They're trailing 1-0. That's a good challenge. Well, a protest from Damaro. He claims to take that he took the ball first, and he gets a yellow card for his pains. Well, I'd like to see that again. First yellow card of the game. You can tell he's not happy with the yellow card because he didn't think it should have been a foul in the first place. Marwan lurking with intent. That's a good dummy. This time, the visitors do get the whistle and the decision from the referee. It's the same player. He's just been booked, Damaro. It's a fascinating midfield contest between him and Dieng. And that looked like a foul, which the referee whistles eventually. I don't think it was deliberate by Yasser, just late. Okello the victim. You can tell they're up for it, and Zangeli has his pocket picked by Marwan, and he in turn loses the ball. That's how competitive it is in the midfield. Atiyah picks up Marwan, who plays it down the line. Chance of a counter here. 2 against 2. Zizou looking for his captain Trezeguet. Baku. Boca. Beg his pardon. Long ball, right down the jugular. Should be as cool as you like. Dieng. Well, they're pinned back in the defensive third here, AHLY, but they look very composed over Marwan. Dispossessed. Still with the visitors. Okello. Okello made a run, straight offside, easy take for the goalkeeper. Claims he was hit, not quite sure by what part of the body, as young Africans prepare the first substitution. Now it's a trailing hand this time, not a trailing arm or elbow. And there's contact. It was rather flailing. Nothing serious, you hope. 10 minutes gone in the second half. No changes. No changes to the scoreline, but we're about to see 2 changes to the Young Africans 11. Look at that. The only goal of the game coming 3 minutes into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Too much on that for Okello. Dieng rises challenge, but he's dispossessed. Goes for goal. Disguised in the end by Abouya. Ashur in space here. Beautiful pass out wide to Zizou. Zizou cuts inside in the penalty area. Back to Ashur. They're standing off him. Played out wide to the far post, but coming in like a steam train is this man, the fullback. Koka needs support. Gives it to his captain, Trezeguet. Atiyah. They're going backwards, but they're keeping the ball moving nicely. Hani goes for goal! Well, that would have been impressive had it made contact with the net. Sticks his tongue out. They're playing with more confidence, the Egyptians. Certainly generated some power behind it. So, off goes Damaro. So Mudatir comes on for Damaro. That's 27. to 25. Zuzua comes on for Mwenda. Or Isra, as he likes to be called. And it's a double substitution. And let's see what effect that can have on this game. Teammates forward. Dixon Job did well to control that ball. It came at him really quickly. Whistles, presumably from the home fans, trying to destabilise the visitors, young Africans. That's better. Played out wide to Okello. Releases Dixon Job. Not a bad ball in there by Dixon Job. Easy take though for Shubia. He's grown in stature and confidence the deeper into the game we've gone. Koka. Back to Mare. He strokes the ball out of his own half. Straight to the opposition though. Dieng. Gets a good foot in but can't control his pass. Okello. Good triangles. Kiss of death by this commentator. There's Mulatia. That's a foul, surely. And a yellow card, perhaps. If Damara was penalised earlier in the half. The captain, Mwamnieto, does his bit to placate the referee. That's a clumsy, clumsy challenge, though. By Hamad. He looks up sheepishly. I rather think he feared the worst. On the hour mark, looks like he might have got away with it. So 30 minutes left for young Africans to get something from this game. Or half an hour for AHLY to get another goal, an insurance goal, and really tighten their grip on this Champions League match. Both teams on 4 points coming into it. Once again, Ashua wins his duel. That's a nice little ball through. Has a very, very happy knack. Obviously, it's not just luck. Element of skill involved as well. Ashua. The goal scorer, Trezeguet. Into the penalty area he goes. Zizo, 1-2 with Ashua, who gets it back. Ashua does well. Two players nibbling at his heels, and a little bit of space now for the playmaker. Looks for support, good dummy, outside of the boot. And that was a clever decoy. The captain, Mwamnieto, helps the ball forward. That's a good ball into space, Okello. And that's pretty good too. Kept alive. No foul, says the referee. But young Africans have won the ball back. Nzengeli. Lucky deflection for Boca. Sense of urgency now about young Africans. They want the equaliser. Shot comes in. And that is a daisy cutter. No power at all. Easy take for the goalkeeper, Mustafa Shubia. Well, a wry smile on the face of coach Pedro Gonçalves. But the Portuguese wants more than that. Yasser. Ashua. He's been very assured. His pass didn't go to the right target there. He'll get a second chance here. Lovely play. And it continues. Through ball, looking for Trezeguet. 4 against 3. They've got extra numbers here, AHLY. All the way back. Atiyah goes for goal. Pinball in the penalty area. Goalkeeper calls. Goalkeeper gets. Diarra. Quick ball. Out to Boca. Zengeli. And get it back again with the midfielder. Now the tables have been turned. Young Africans very much in the same position as AHLY in the first half, taking the game to the opposition, but coming up against a brick wall. That's a good ball in by the substitute, Mudatir. Too many red shirts. Great first touch by Marwan. Over the halfway line they come. Zizo. Marwan's continued his run. Kuka. Not in a hurry. Ashua. Marshalling his teammates. Kuka. Trezeguet. Atiyah again. That's the left-sided connection. Heavy touch by Yasser. No press by the Tanzanian team. Kuka. Atiyah to his captain, who exploits the space. Ashua. So composed on the ball. Notice where the pass is to be played. That's the switch by Mare. Hani did well to keep the ball in play there. Dieng. Well, you do feel they can do this all game now. Substitute. Spot at the sidelines. Trezeguet. Well, decided to pass through the outside of his right boot. A little bit of showboating, perhaps. Substitutes. And it looks like Marwan is about to make way. The man coming on, Necip Gradizar. Marwan did well, certainly in the first half. But Gradizar, as the number suggests, an out-and-out centre forward. First substitution of the game for the host AHLY. Trezeguet lost control of the ball. Gradizar, he's got just over 20 minutes to make a name for himself in this game and perhaps score a second goal. Same age as the man he's just replaced. Slovenian. Ball bounces awkwardly. Still with young Africans. Gets the ball back. Good ball in by Okello. Well, that's superbly taken down. Trezeguet can't believe the decision. And it's clearly a push. Another victim. Dixon job. Did seem to make the most of it. Whatever, it is a free kick to young Africans. 1/4 of this game to go. Zizua. Will it be his right boat? The Ivorian substitute. Indeed it is Zizua. Doesn't beat the first marker. And Zengeli back out to the Ivorian. Zizua. Forced inside. Gets the ball away just in time. Looking for Okello. Needs to be goal side, Young Africans. And Zengeli was that. And that'll be a goal kick to AHLY. Gradizar joined a year ago. So he's not a purchase by Yesvarup. Once we get those home fans in focus, and we'll see how pleased they are. Clumsy challenge. Referee might decide he wants to penalise that. Depu was never in control of that challenge. Barely looking at the ball, and to boot, he lands on his opponent. That's clumsy from start to finish. This is a lovely moment. Fast feet of Eman Ashua. Great change of direction. Completely outfoxing the Young Africans captain, Mwamnieto. It is a pleasure to watch a player as skillful, as abundantly skillful as Eman Ashua. With that distinctive hairstyle of his, he's unmistakable on a pitch. That was Hani's effort, and a pretty good one too. Second half has been a lot more open than the opening 45 minutes. And may well that continue. Does that mean more substitutions? Wait and see. And there is that clumsy challenge again. And one's concern has to be with Mare. Here he is. He looks okay. That's good news. Back on his feet. Looks sprightly. Looks full of beans. Because as I say, Depu landed right on top of him at speed. Ball one, headed down to Ashua. That was clumsy by him. Layoff to Buka. Whistles from the home fans. I think that's because Ashua is still down. Play goes on. As I said, they're acting as a 12th man. And now, miraculously, Ashua gets back up on his feet just when the ball comes to him. Dieng plays it back. I'll play Kuka. To Yasser. Couldn't keep the ball in play, could Zizou. Maybe fatigue creeping into some players. Conditions are wet and damp here. That's ball one. Forced to Nzengeli on the edge of the penalty area. Atia gratefully accepting the lucky bounce. Nieto. Play down the line, nice turn. Falls to Depu. Good interception, couldn't control it though. Dixon Job playing a lot further forward in the second half. They're enjoying the possession, line share of possession now, compared to the first half. Just out of reach, but he chases it down. Zuzua. They retain the possession. Dixon Job prodded forward, flag stays down. Okello. Nice idea and well read. Well read by Trezeguet. Alive to the danger, and Nzengeli forgot the ball. Dieng to the substitute. Referee played a mini advantage. The referee seems to be suggesting substitutions, and indeed they are. It's Prince Dubé about to come on for Okello. It's a like-for-like change. Ashua, easy take for Diarra. Booker. They're being dispossessed here, and it's a chance. Substitute striker Gradizar. Ashua prods it forward. Trezeguet to kill the game off. Trezeguet. Oh, yes. Brilliant finish. Trezeguet at the double. Fantastic technique. And surely that is that. 2-0 to AHLY. Blistering counter-attack. And the key danger men for the Egyptians involved. Ashua with the assist. Well, I can't wait to see the slow motion replay. 5th goal of the campaign. 5th goal of the group for Trezeguet. Takes the applause from the fans. And that was a sublime finish. Ashua, brilliant assist. Look at that. 3 touches. The substitute Gradizar did his job too. Prodded forward. First touch to control. Second to set himself up. Third to pull the trigger. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Past the outstretched hand of the desperate Diarra. That is sublime. 2-0 to AHLY, and no wonder they're smiling. He looks to the gods. Well, is there any way back now for young Africans? There's 15 minutes to play. Here they come again. Ball might yet fall to them. And it does. Nzengeli! Good save, Shabuya. Well, that was the best chance of the second half. Trezeguet turning creator. That's a terrific ball out to Zizou. Ashua and Gradizar are in the penalty area. Still with the Egyptians. Not anymore. Well, they stood firm there, did young Africans. Nzengeli. Well, that's a terrible pass. Trezeguet. He's on a hat-trick. Zizou. Gradizar! Oh! How did he miss? Gradizar. Only he knows Coach Thurup must have thought that was number 3. Well, he puffs his cheeks out as if he can't quite believe it himself. Oh, well, he shot with the outside of his right boot. Where was his left foot? Where was his left boot? It was easier to hit with the left, even though he's predominantly right-footed. Double substitution coming up for AHLY. Coming on, the Tunisian Ben Ramdan for Ashua. Also coming off, Zizou, replaced by Taher. Well, Ashua deserves a tremendous round of applause because he has been up there with the 2-goal hero Trezeguet as the best player on the pitch. Just over 10 minutes to go. Can young Africans at least get a consolation goal? They're still on the attack. That's a decent ball in. Well dealt with by Kuka. They must be reeling, young Africans. They're looking down the barrel at their first defeat in this group. Ball comes in and deflected out for a corner kick, so there's still hope. They haven't had many corners in the game. This is only the second. In fact, there have hardly been any corners in the game at all, would you believe? This only the 3rd corner. Quite remarkable. As young Africans prepare their final 2 substitutions. They'll have to wait, though, for the corner kick. And it is Zuzua, the Ivorian, to take. Baji, which the Senegalese referee is trying to control or eradicate. Easier said than done. Good look there. Zuzua with the in-swinger. Good flicked header on by Nzengele. Kuka kicks the ball clear. That's good control. And so is that by Gradizar. Hoisted forward by Ben Ramdan to the 2-goal hero, Trezeguet. Back to Atia. Hani, the man who created the first goal for Trezeguet. Atia. Trezeguet. Can he get a hat-trick? He's got the ball back in the penalty area. There's the cut back. Ball still in play. Booted clear and out of play. And that was shaky defending, but now we've got time for those substitutions. So it would have been Hussein and Yao to come on. So Hussein replacing Baka. And Mshari now replacing Dixon Job. And they are the 4th or 5th substitutions. Kuka Released by Dieng. Trezeguet fouled. Fouled by his counterpart captain. And Nieto. Well and truly, absolutely no doubt about that. Here's the earlier replay. Look at that for a first touch. It's perfect by Ashua. Right into the path of Trezeguet. He tees himself up. You will not tire of seeing this goal, especially if you're a fan of AHLY. Wonderful technique. And warmly applauded by his substitutes, including Sharif. The man a lot of people expected to start as centre-forward. Good free kick, and that's well left. Very well left indeed. By Prince Dube. Now Pedro Gonçalves. Welcome to the harsh reality of Champions League football. And here they come again. The cut back to Trezeguet. Well, he was on target. Just blocked. Hoisted forward. But to nobody in particular. Gift of a ball. And a strange decision. Well, I guess because advantage didn't go young African's way, the referee bringing play back to the initial foul or infringement. And Nieto, instead of playing forward, he plays sideways. Patient build-up. Mudatir. Referee lets the play go. Good decision. Onto the edge of the penalty area. Little bit of space here for Zuzua. Cuts it back, blasted over the bar. By Prince Dube, I should say. Well, they're trying. You've got to give them credit there. Well, the fans' body language tells a story. That exuberant dancing, not as energetic as it was at the start of the game or in the first half, that's for sure. Coker, arguably the standout defender for AHLY. Dieng does well. Great energy levels, especially with just 5 minutes to go. And he's put in his shift as the Malian midfielder. Here he is again. Nobody pressing him from the Tanzanian side. And Itia very nearly found a breakthrough there. Diarra takes the ball out of his penalty area. Feeds his captain, Nieto. He gives it right back to him. That's impressive by Ben Romdan. Okay, he's only just come on. But AHLY continue to press, even though let's face it, the 3 points are in the bag. The game's as good as over. But there's no slacking. That'll please their coach, Jess Thurup. Went. Referee gets out the way. Dieng does awfully well. He's starting the game as well as he started it. Getting close to last chance saloon now. Prince Dube. Zuzua. Chance now, shot comes in, blast over the bar. No, They're huffing and puffing. They're getting to within goal shooting range. And this looks like another substitution for AHLY. It looks like El Shahad about to come on. Here they come again, the young Africans, with Msheri Yao. Nzengeli uses his substitute. Looks like the whistle's gone. The ball didn't look as if it gone out of play, but we will have more substitutions. A double substitution. So not just El Shahad, but Aid as well. And that means this man, Trezeguet, will go off to a warm round of applause, and that's an understatement. Two-goal hero. What a game. There are other players, notably Imam Ashura, who were more involved, but look at that. Early celebrations. And yes, third up. He knows what a star he's got there. Mohamed Hani. He comes off. Replaced by Eid. Trezeguet does the rounds, warmly applauded by fellow substitutes and members of the coaching staff. Msheri back to his captain, Juan Nieto. Heavy touch by Hamad. And equally by the substitute, Zuzua. But he's done well, the Ivorian. Needs support though. Not much they can do now, apart from snatch a consolation goal perhaps. Something to give them hope. Matchday 4 is next weekend, of course. Loose ball, Mudatir. That's a very good pass in the end. 4 minutes, stoppage time to be added on. So that's a lifeline as a shot comes in. Stains the palms of the goalkeeper, Shubia. That's one of their best efforts in the second half from young Africans. On target, good pace. It was a comfortable height for Shubir, you got to say. El Shahat, his first touch to Ben Romdan into the penalty area. Goes the Tunisian, trying to get the shot in, and he does. Loose ball. Great save to deny Gadizar. But the flag was up, it wouldn't have counted anyway. Gadizar tried the back heel. Full of tricks is the Slovenian striker. It's a good duel. Not too much in it. Taha doesn't agree with the referee's decision. It looked 50-50 at one point. Taha against Zuzua. Showed too much of that. Juan Nieto, nice idea. Let's need to build play more. Counter-attack from AHLY. That's a terrific run out wide. Dispossessed momentarily, but he continues with it. El Shahat. El Shahat against Msheri. The substitutes playing for a first-team place. And El Shahat actually wearing the captain's armband now that Trezeguet's gone off. AHLY They'll be out on their own as leaders. 7 points, barring a miracle in the next 90 seconds. And they'll be the only unbeaten side in the group. Remember, both teams came into this game on 4 points. AHLY kicked off with a 4-1 win over JSK before drawing in Morocco against Asfar. Sherry, and he comes unstuck against El Shahat. This now looks like the last chance of the game, the last chance for young Africans to snatch a goal from this match. Mudathir can't control, and AHLY come away with it. It's 3 against 2. There's a good chance here for the home side to extend their lead and improve their goal difference. Referee gets out of the way. El Shahat collects the ball, continues his run. He goes down. Nice technique. Good header cleared. Dubé. And there is the final whistle. Final score here in Alexandria. AHLY 2, Young Africans 0. This man, the 2-goal hero, Trezeguet, the captain, Captain Marvelous, leading by example, and 2 very high-quality goals indeed. The first with his header deep into first half stoppage time. No wonder he's smiling. And the second, 15 minutes from time, an absolute peach of a goal curled around the goalkeeper. 3 points to AHLY. Final score 2-0. They go 3 points clear at the top and 7 points. Job well done. I'll spare a thought for young Africans. They put up more than a good fight. And who knows, if that goal hadn't gone in just before the half-time whistle, who knows, that could well have meant for a very different second half indeed. As it is, it sent AHLY in with their tails up, and they never looked back. They played with more freedom in the second half, which is more open and more entertaining. It's an interesting tidbit. And Zengeli, I think he was asking for the shirt of Emma Ashur. You don't blame him, do you? I wouldn't mind it myself. Superb individual performance. I think Trezeguet will be favourite to get man of the match because of the 2 goals, but Ashur will be a very, very close second, I'm sure. It's time for selfies, celebrations, commiserations.